And okay, so if we're ready to go, then all we need to do is grab our allegiances and put them out. So
All
I
right,
am.
you guys ready?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Yep.
So I am British and two
Afghans.
Afghans. Oh,
Afghans.
wait. Okay, no, it's too late now. But I actually was looking at the other. The things changed. I picked British because there was a British Patriot there, and I had a high number or a low number, so I knew that I was going to go first. Now, not only am I British and I'm last, but the British Patriot isn't there. But that's fine. And we can.
I pretty much just picked the lowest number
Yeah.
on my card.
There is some thinking as to why you want. I mean, I imagine it's the same thinking as Pamir Second Edition. Like you want to pick something that kind of works. But anyway, we can get going. It looks like we are going clockwise, starting from Alex.
Okay, I'm gonna initiate turn mode here.
Yeah. And we can already like give out the favorite cards. So, for example, I definitely have. So we're playing the base game, not nation building. Nation building is going to be longer.
Topples and all that. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they all have
those
topples.
different flavors from you.
Okay. So how can I do that so it's not okay? So I do that. You're tied right now. The tiebreaker is guns and then money. And since you're both tied for that too, nobody gets it.
So if I go first and then I spend nothing, and then he spends any amount of money, and as soon as I have more than him, do I take it?
Yes.
Okay. Interesting. And the Afghan perk is
roads are half off.
Travel better.
Yeah. And then the Russians, you can spend 1 to boost your attack.
Oh, wait.
And then the British, this actually got buffed a bit because the British ability is the worst ability. And I believe it's when anybody, whenever a card, I forget what it is, but I don't care that much. But the British favorite card got buffed because it's not great.
Yeah, I read the lifting rules before we played. I'm gonna have it open.
In any case, we can get going.
Wait a second. Do these cards at the top have something on them?
Yes.
Right? Okay. Yeah, I was typically confused. It's all blank for me.
Oh, it didn't load for you?
No. Let me
Oh, you're
turn
stuck.
back in.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is a thing you're going to need. In the meantime, Alex can take his turn.
Yeah, I'm going first, right? So
yeah.
I'll just go ahead and make my... I think, Andy, you need to click end turn until it lands on me. There we go. Okay, so Patriots are at the top. Right now there are 2 Afghan Patriots all the way back there.
Yeah.
Prizes are they seem to be like they're going to be like a real liability in first edition because of the influence and all that. And
it's a thing.
Reading the rules for this, I'm actually pretty excited for this game.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Like the 1 card hand limit. Holy shit!
No, it's 1 plus the number of blue stars that you have.
All right. Perfect.
But you have to build it, so I'm definitely...
Spies are important. Spies.
This guy, because he has... I don't know what the rarity is of the ops, but I feel like he's not bad.
I would not concern yourself with the distribution, though I will tell you that the distribution is not... When Cole told me that he was making a second edition, he asked me, what things should I change? And one of them is the distribution of the different suits is not balanced. It wasn't supposed to be balanced because Kyber Knives is supposed to be part of the base game. So when he chopped that part off, it meant that, the deck wasn't balanced anymore. And the other thing was that it is possible that it is impossible for you to win, meaning the cards that you need are not in the deck or not left in the deck, and there's no way of knowing. Outside of that, I think this game is perfect.
it's possible to just not have what you need to win.
Yeah.
What does Garrison do again?
Actually, that's really in the base game. When you have the Wazirs, you can change the regime by paying money. So you could do that.
Okay, that's how you can
yeah.
lose. Right. There's no public card in this game like there is in
No.
All right, so I need to make a decision.
But in the base
the
game,
Garrison
like
do?
without the Wazirs, the Garrison puts a troop in that location. All of the impacts are the same as second edition, but they're just different impact icons. So Informants puts a spy on your card. Leverage, you take an extra rupee, and I think that's
I'm
it.
gonna take these 2 cards.
All right, 2 spies. Well,
Oh boy. Okay.
I love me Dost Mohammed.
Okay.
All right, so we got
So you got the,
two Afghans.
yeah, and then let's see. All right, then where are we? Okay, yeah, we're in political fragmentation. Okay.
Bank is pretty good.
Yeah, helps to have a lot of these cards revealing themselves. That, and then I want the second card.
So before you put stuff in your hand, do you mind leaving it out for a little bit?
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
No worries. So you'll be building 2 roads and Herats for
Yep,
us.
that's right.
And Garrison, that just means...
You put a troop in Herat.
Oh, damn.
Yep.
So even though it's a military card, or I'm sorry, a commerce card, it still gives you military
Yeah,
troops.
I believe second edition is the same thing.
Bloom.
No, it has. They're not impact icons. They're like on the right here, but they'll give you things that are not part of.
Oh, when I.
Oh, you
Yeah.
can't actually go up. You
Yeah.
can't buy 2. Oh, I can't either, actually, because our hand sizes are 1.
That is correct.
So
Oh, I
actually
thought
need
it
to
was-
undo.
Yeah, I didn't catch that, but yes.
Sorry. It was like this, right?
Oh, it's plus this. Yeah, this your stars. Yeah. Okay.
So,
I was thinking.
frick.
Yeah.
I think Bride
Um,
is a better one. So he was here, I think. Bride is
Yeah.
pretty good, right? So
So this was
yeah,
shift.
this goes back. Yeah.
Still think I want to go with the.
And then I get to place a spy.
Mm-hmm. And it switches. If you played that, then it switches this to economic boom, and we're gonna just put them out here like that,
Okay.
so that we can switch them back and forth.
Great.
There we go. All right, so then I can play. I purchase, and then I will just play it.
Is that 2 roads?
Excuse me. Yep.
In Kandahar?
Yeah. Sorry, my cat is sitting on my keyboard, and everything's my desk is a mess. So like she's been ignoring me all day. Okay, so yeah. Excuse me, I'm trying to get around here. Okay. Oh yeah, the commerce is that Kandahar. I'm looking at the wrong thing. Okay, June, buddy, you're the best, but okay. There we go. Leverage. What's leverage again? I spend way
It
too
adds
much
money,
this.
so
Yes.
there.
Yeah.
And don't forget to place your roads.
Yep. Afghan Road to Kandahar.
So you can put it there,
Yeah, I'm gonna good job.
there, or there.
And you
Okay.
could potentially do a free action here.
Yep.
You get,
Sorry.
isn't it 2?
Yes, he could potentially do.
Hey, Matthew, your mic is extremely loud. Matthew, just let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I lowered him on my thing
Sorry.
for no reason.
I had to. Yeah, my chair's loud. It's a cheap chair, and I had to throw my cat out because she kept messing. Okay, so I just did the leverage, right? Yep. And then I need to do my gifts.
Well, I mean, you don't need to, but you can.
I don't need to, yes. But let's do that. Well,
All right, that would be that.
yeah. That would be that.
You doing the gift?
Yeah, where's my... here we go.
And that
So
would give
you
the
spent-
Afghan?
You spent the... No, that would give it to him. He just did a gift.
Oh, a gift is exact. Right.
So that's going to go... Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go ahead.
It's going to go there and there.
Yes. Okay. Perfect.
Hey, what's up, MJ? We've got 2 Matthews on.
All right, so you're done?
Uh-oh. I think so. Oh, I can increase my hand size now. Oh, no, it's by blue. Okay, no. Yeah.
British is
I
blue in
think
first
so.
edition?
British
Russia's
is...
blue.
No. British is red.
Oh,
Russians are blue.
right, it's right here.
Everything is the same.
Yes.
Everything is the same except the Russians are blue instead of yellow.
Yeah, that'll be it for me.
Which is unfortunate because if the colors matched, you could use the second edition components to play first edition.
Right.
But they don't, so. Okay, so my turn. What do we got here? We got Belushi Smugglers. Committee. Guard is okay. I guess I could get a Patriot Spy, but what I really want is Nasrullah Khan. Nasrullah Khan is pretty sexy.
Definitely. Yeah, that's a good price.
So, there. Question is, do I? Yeah, okay. So I'll do that, and then I'll play this guy. And I have 3 in the Trans-Caspian, and I take this guy.
Matthew, I was going to spectate your traffic game, but I needed to read the rules to this one last time.
Oh, yeah, it's a good thing to watch. It was a weird game. Like, it was kind of...
Who won?
I usually like to put these out.
Who did win?
Consolidate. Is that the same as building?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Derek won. That's right.
Okay, so
it's kind of fluttered. It felt.
that is me.
I like that.
And are we still doing turns? Because I don't really see the thing anymore.
I didn't.
Matthew's move here that's a 2 rank, right? So he puts out two roads.
He does put out 2 roads. Where do you want to put your second road?
Oh yeah, that's right. Let's go to call.
So it's interesting. We're not really concerned too much about putting out just faction colors like in second edition. we're more thinking about this is like way more important?
I mean, they're both important. And then if you're playing with nation building, you have to think about not just like this topple, but all four topples. So you need to think about like, do I want to get, because you get loyalty points. You get points for how much loyalty you have for the dominant regime. So you want to think about like not just what you're doing now, but the cards that you're getting that are going to be replayed after the first topple and the next topple. So you're essentially you're planning like 2, 3, 4 topples ahead, which is why I think this is the most strategic game, like or at least the nation building variant is, because there's a lot to think about and it can get really deep.
Well, that's my kind of game. Fuck yeah. So if I move this spy over here and place it here, so that gives me an influence in.
Yeah, I usually tap it when I do that. It
Yeah.
gives you you are spying for the Russians. Yes, so it does give you. So if you switch to Russian loyalty, you would have 1 point already.
So I would need to be loyal to Russia to have this.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Damn. That's worthless then.
I mean, it isn't worthless to do. I mean, you don't get that ability.
And there's no bribing though, right? In terms of
And I
if he wants
finished
to take
though.
his actions, I can't force him to pay me, right, to take the action. That's gone.
No, that's not a thing.
Okay. Interesting. I wish it was.
So there are a couple things about second edition that are definitely better. One is the consolidation of actions. I hated the fact that March and Attack were different actions at first, but the fact that March and Attack work for, like, there isn't an assassinate action and a counter espionage action and a campaign action. There's just one attack action. I mean, there is a betray, but in essence, like, they're more consolidated, so it's a lot more elegant. I like that.
There's actually 2 battles: the counter espionage and campaign.
Yeah, and I like the. I mean, the holding things hostage is the thing, but there are some. I mean, I don't think this is just better in every way. I think, there are strengths and weaknesses to each, and I already mentioned the issue with the fact that like the game is potentially unwinnable,
Right.
by certain people. But yeah, it just means that they're both worth playing, right?
Well, we'll see. This is my first time, but I think so. Yeah, it's different enough that they definitely feel very different. So
And I mentioned all of this in my video, so I mean, I don't specifically say in the video like first is better than second, or second is better than first. I give the the things I like about each.
right.
It would have been great if the second edition had like, kind of like how Vinos did a Vinos 2010 and 2016, so that you can play both games. I mean, putting another deck in there, or even using the same deck, I don't mind the deck that much. But like, but putting another deck in there and making you don't even need a double-sided board. Like, you can use the same board. All you really need is like, all you need is another deck. Literally, all you need is another deck, because all the other components are the same. And you could have had both the first and second edition in that box, and then it would have been amazing. Then you could just decide, which edition you want to play. Just like Vinos, you can say you want to play 2010, 2016.
What game is that?
Vinos, Vito Lacerda. It's his first game.
I haven't played it.
Oh, it's a lovely game. It's a business simulation about making wine.
Oh, cool.
And it came out in 2010, and then when they re-released it in 2016, they made it super fancy with like super nice components, much like second edition Pamir. And it has a double-sided board so that you can play, like, the new edition is easier, it's more streamlined, again, like Pamir second edition, but you can still play the old version. You just flip the board and you use a couple different components and you can play 2010. And some people, think 2010 is better. But some people don't want, like, it's a lot tighter and like harder and more unforgiving. It's kind of like the equivalent of like Agricola and Caverna. or Brass Birmingham and Brash Lancashire.
So I was thinking about my turn. Doesn't seem to be any immediate threats to to a tribe in Kabul right now, right? I don't
Nope.
see any. I don't even see any military cards except for this one.
If they're a garrison, so Kabul, when you put that down, you're going to put a garrison in Kabul, so it is actually protected.
How many troops goes down with the garrison? Is it 3?
Just one.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah,
The
this
rank
is
doesn't
good,
count for
'cause,
that. So you put,
I
so
get
you're going to
the
put,
bullet, and I get this.
yeah, you're going to put a spy on here because there's an informant, and then you're going to
I'm
put,
not playing it yet. I
oh,
just
okay.
bought 2 cards.
So is this in your hand then?
Yeah, I was showing you guys what I got.
I think you could probably just put that in your hand and we can, like, see your hand if you want to play it in that way. Because that's going to, I think
Well,
that's going to get a little
hands are
confusing.
private.
Yeah. Well, in that sense, you can put it in your hand. Like, I don't mind playing open-handed, but
Well, if you look
usually
at my
when I
hand,
do it,
it's
like when I do it in,
private now, right? You
you-
can't see
like,
my card.
I mean, I think I can if I wanted to. Like, I have to, like, look at it. Like, I have to do, no? Can I not?
That's even if you flip it, you'd have to rudely take it out of my hand.
Oh, never mind. I thought there was a thing where you
That's
can
why I
see
leave
like
it
the
at
bottom.
this.
Yeah, I think yeah. No, it's fine. I mean, you can put it in your hand. I don't mind.
Yeah, I will. I just want you guys to see what I got.
When I play in real life, I usually put the card like if we're playing open-handed, I usually put the cards that are in my hand in the bottom, and then the cards that are in my tableau in the top.
So you normally play open-handed?
It depends on the players. I'm not like I mean, I like knowing what people have, but I'm also okay playing.
Cool. I personally prefer closed hands, even though Dom.
I mean, it's trackable hidden information. I'm gonna remember that you have, you know, a 3-star purple card, and I don't really see the difference between like, you know, looking at your hand and remembering that's what you have.
I just like the hidden element. It's hidden but trackable. Adds more excitement.
It's personal
What do we have
preference.
going on here?
But I'm open to democracy. For sure. Actually, Dom made a case that it's actually more competitive to have open hands, and he made a pretty good point.
Let's do this.
All right, so you're gonna switch to British loyalty if you play that, which I'm okay with.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
just saying.
Okay, and why is that again?
Because it's a Patriot. This is
Oh yeah, it is a
yeah.
Patriot. Oh yeah,
no different than
yeah.
second edition.
That's
Oh.
right. That's right.
The one difference
it
is
wasn't-
that this will leave the market if you don't get it, because Patriots leave the market in
That's right.
first edition.
This is. Well, this is good enough.
So when you play a card like the spy, can it spawn in any card that shares a location, or it has to be played on the card itself?
It has to be played on the card itself, as far as I recall. I don't believe
That's
that.
what it's
Yeah.
like in the rules. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not like Renaissance if you're thinking of the Renaissance rule.
Croswell.
Or Pamir's second edition, right?
I guess. I mean, yeah. I don't know. Like, I've played second edition like a dozen times, but this game is second nature to me, and that game I always have to just remember what you know, what's the different rule in it. I remember teaching it at PAX East, and I was constantly having to, like, you know, check my brain to not do first edition rules.
Oh yeah, my it's my own.
Very well.
And then oh
And then you could do a free action if you want.
yeah.
Meanwhile, I have like 6 versions of Oath in my head, and they're all useless.
Right.
None of that
I
information.
just- That's not what I really wanted to do.
None of that information will ever be used.
If I
Would it be
wasn't,
fine if I? if I put
Yeah,
this
go
back
ahead.
and grab,
Go ahead.
yeah, I'm gonna grab this. I want this smuggler's card because I
I
want
think
to
there was
do.
money on it though, so you have to put the money.
Yeah. I'm gonna do that. And then I should grab two. And then I gotta put this one on there. Grab that.
Thanks for staying on the Afghans with me.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
cool.
can
You two can
hand
fight
this
over
back?
loyalty, and I'll just do my own thing over
Okay,
here.
so I gotta put roads out of.
Yeah, 2 roads. Interesting. Yes. Very good. Connect the Empire.
Yeah. Trying to remember how these road things work, but I'm not gonna. Okay, and then I'm gonna do
I mean,
commerce
it's pretty
action.
straightforward. You can't
You
move
get to
between
Garrison.
you can't move between places unless you have roads or you pay
Yeah.
2 rupees.
Yeah, I was just curious whether I wanted to go here and extend it out a bit more.
Damn, commerce is good. I pretty much almost always build commerce first in Ren.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
So then.
if I wasn't,
It's not as good here as it is in Ren. In Ren, you can like in one op you can do like
Okay.
3 or
Commerce is
4
5
commerce
gold,
cards.
right?
Commerce is
Okay,
the
no.
rank of the card, like every other
Rank
action.
of the card. That's right. Rank of the card. I don't know why I thought. Okay, two. So let's take these.
nice move.
I might ask to
And
use
then-
counters next time because
Alright.
keeping track of this money is going to be difficult.
Oh yeah, I can place it out some more here. Try to-
Go ahead and click enter whenever.
Yeah.
So if I wasn't making Ren videos and playtesting Ren, I'd be playtesting of trying to get into some card action.
No,
I'm
you
only
should be
doing
doing
one
Pax
game.
Viking. You don't want to do it. They have enough playtesters. What you want to do is Pax Viking. That's where it's at. You want to stay in the Pax family.
There's that too. But
I mean,
Ren's, I still haven't,
do you
I still
want to
haven't
learn
played
18
about Ren.
different versions of a game before the game comes out? No, you don't. Pax Viking
I
is
thought it'd be cool.
Pax Viking is
Like
gonna
this.
get the main rules freezes next week. So you're pretty
Oh,
much.
man.
And
Didn't
like
know.
there aren't any Vikings in Oath.
So many games, so little time.
All right, so I probably want this at minimum because there's 2 rupees on it. So I will take it. 1, 2.
And you're British.
I already was. So. And let me see what else. I guess I want to spy, but I would have to play this. So I guess I am. Yeah, I'll wait for George Hayward. I'll play this guy now.
So I thought the Kyber Knives expansion had some really cool ideas.
It makes it more like Porfiriana. Which, if I want to play Porfiriana, I'll play Porfiriana.
I liked the attachments you could put on the cards to
Yeah.
increase their rank and get them abilities.
Yeah, my friend Jacob really liked that. It is interesting in that, but I think it, and that's fine. Like, I don't mind that bit. Like, I could see that being a thing where you attach the card to increase the strength of the card. I think it adds a little more chrome than necessary, even if that was the only thing you added. And the game is a lot swingier, just because of the events and the abilities and doing all of that stuff. So it becomes a lot more chaotic and a lot more like Porfiriana, which, is a game I love. But like, if I want to play Porfiriana, I'll play. If I want like a Wild West gun show where wild things are happening, I'll play Porfiriana. If I want to play more, more strategic game, I'll play this. So I don't need this game to turn into that game.
Yes,
All
sir.
right, so I put a spy out, and we're still in economic boom, and that's my turn.
What does the informants impact do again?
It puts a spy on the card.
Oh, so then I shouldn't have a spy here.
That also puts a spy on the card.
Wait,
Right.
the market shifts every turn. When I finished my turn, the market would have shifted.
Yeah.
No, only for the top or Patriot.
No, it always
That's right.
shifts.
So,
Yeah. So you only remove if it's a patriot. Yes.
but would have that Patriot been removed at the end of my turn?
Was there a patriot that got removed? Oh, you mean this guy?
Yeah.
If this guy was
Actually,
here,
yeah, he would
yeah.
have,
If this guy was here at the start of your turn, then this should have gone. Yes.
because I put the second coin on him by buying this card
Yeah.
and then that card.
Yeah, and that's
he
why I
skipped
took
it.
2 there, because I thought that was...
Sorry, I should pay more attention. So this will
Yeah.
go and discard. And does this move over here like that?
Yeah, I think he had 2 coins on.
Yes,
So you just got
that
this
is
guy for free.
correct. But
Damn,
I would,
coin.
I would still get that. Yeah. So, yeah, I would probably do that
Oh,
and play it and get a spy, which pretty much is the same thing. And this
yeah, that's right.
goes
The
here.
rubies moved to the next card.
Yep. And
Someone has an assassinate, but I forgot who got it.
that is.
Oh, it's you.
Yeah, and I that Patriot was gonna let me travel, but I don't have him anymore, so I just have to wait for George Hayward again.
That's funny.
All right, so that is still my turn, and this moves over, and I'm hoping that Sam makes a script for this. Like takes this and fixes it up to do like standard, like to do the setup and do the market scripting. And maybe even do like, maybe like a little tuck script like he did for Transhumanity, which is great.
Did he do the transhumanity one?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, damn. That's a good one.
And he did, yeah, he does good work. That's why we're using him.
All right.
I asked Agent Elrond if he wanted to make a Pamir 1E, because he made the second edition. The second edition is great. And he was very against it.
Why is that?
He thinks that that second edition is a far superior version, and he wants nothing to do with this. He has very strong opinions on that.
Just because
Like
of his view of the game? Well,
I don't know. He was very
right?
he got very let's just say well, let's just say he made his a strong opinion very well known to me in the process of me asking him. So, but that's fine. He's entitled to it if he doesn't want to work on something. That's who's is it? Is it? It's not
still
my
mine.
turn,
I
right?
only won
Okay, yeah.
Only one action. I mean, people tend to work on stuff they love for free, but if it's not something they love, then there's got to be something else in it.
Well, I don't. Yeah, the stuff that he did for Whirligig and for the stuff he's doing for Leader isn't free either. But he didn't even want to like.
Oh wow. Okay.
Like I was joking
I mean,
to
I
him
know
about
some
it.
of these
Yeah,
games can-
yeah.
This makes Pamir more like Ren, so
Well, no, Ren is more like Pamir.
but this makes Pamir second edition more like Ren.
Yes, but you're thinking of it backwards.
I know.
Ren is more like Pamir. Like he took concepts from Pamir.
I know.
It's like saying, "Oh, this makes transhumanity is just like Pax Emancipation." It's like, I mean, yes, but no.
No, I know. I get it. I get it. Huh.
That one is at least valid because one came out earlier, but it's not true.
So right now, Afghan is dominant, right?
There is. Let me see. Do you have? So you have more roads than anyone else. I usually, when I'm playing live, I'm usually like checking this to make sure that new players know what's going on. But I've been pretty lazy about parsing the board state. It's also harder on Tabletop Simulator. I never played this on Tabletop Simulator before, so it's like I'm needing to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you have at least one troop, one spy, one tribe. So yeah.
Okay.
This is what I was saying where the game can be really fast because if like a topple pops up and you grab it, that's the end of the game. And oftentimes the game is over in like, basically whenever the first topple comes out, like in 20 to 30 minutes when I'm playing with new players because they don't know what's going on.
Right.
Which is also why the nation building variant is good too, because you can do the first topple and kind of see how that works and then move on. But this is the problem that Cole was trying to solve, was the fact that you need to actually look at things and not just like look at like, oh, do you have four more blocks than anyone else? You have to actually see like, am I in the right regime? Do I have, and it's shared cubes, right? So if it was like spies, you need to see like, okay, my spies and your spies both count, so our spies are more than the other spies combined, then we have at least one of everything else.
I'm getting concerned because I have no way of making money.
Yeah, the economy in this game is very tight. I mentioned that. And actually, I was watching the Pamir Second Edition development, and Cole was talking about his obsession with closed economies, which I think is great. I really like the tightness of the economy in this game, which I talked extensively about. You can really like just choke people out by denying them money.
Oh, sorry. Let's see. I gotta.
Das Mohammed.
Boy, I don't really care for a lot of. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that either.
And you can't sell cards in this game, so you can't just like
No.
grab it and dump it. You have to deal with it.
I know.
Though it's not as brutal. It's not as brutal as Premier Second Edition, where the market can clog up because the Patriots actually do make things move more. That's a decision. I understand his decision in doing that and what he was trying to do there, but I do feel like it flows better in this game.
I am okay. I gotta get myself together. I'm being.
You're winning right now. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that like I'm not feeling a
A cohesive strategy.
I
You're just doing
sort of, like,
things. You're doing things that are causing you.
them.
Yeah, you're doing things that are causing you to win right now, but you're not really like
and it's been
doing things with a purpose. See, I'm so used to playing nation building at this point, even though I played like a whole bunch of this base game. I'm so used to playing nation building at this point that I'm actually still in the process of like thinking about things that aren't gonna happen, right? Like I'm thinking about how I want to like what cards I'm setting up for like the next four topples. Like I want this Trans-Caspian card is going to be like like my base, and I want to make sure that I protect this, and then at what order are you going to put stuff down? So if I did have like a troop card that comes up, I would play that first to get like my troops out, and then like play this to get like my tribe out and kind of like defend it. And the really interesting part is that when you do the topple where you get the cards back in your hand, and it happens in failed topples here too. You know what people have, right? So like, okay, well, he has that card, so I need to play this, or I need to wait until he plays that before I can play this. And the order that like the cards that they have in the order that they can be played in to kind of counteract the strategies that and that kind of plays out a little like Oath as well, where like you except over the course. Instead of over the course of multiple games, it happens over the course of multiple topples.
Okay, take this card if you have at least one tribe and the most units in. Okay.
Those are the Wazirs.
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember if the
So-
terminology for this game.
All right, so right now, if you have more wood, and I mean like more,
Yeah.
like if this is a physical game, if you have more wood and at least one tribe, you take the card. So if this is a thing that you just did, you take this card because
Yeah, okay, because it's tribe. Yeah, I'm just trying to.
That's not a.
Yeah.
How's this a tribe though?
That's not a tribe. That's one of my units.
that is a tribe. The only cube that
How does
ever
he have a
goes on
tribe without a political card?
why do you have a cube out here? What is this?
That's a good question.
Yeah,
That's a
I don't
spy.
think it
My
belongs.
bad. That's right. I confused the spy.
But why would you think that a spy is in Herat? You don't have a Herat card. I mean, you do have a Herat card, but that's a road.
That's a good question. I messed up.
All right, so you bought and played this. So you
Mhm.
have-
Okay, but what
maybe you
is
mentioned
this?
what
Like,
here.
what is
Yeah,
this?
This. Where'd that? That was
Right
from
there.
the garrison right here.
That was for
Okay.
that was in Herat.
Okay.
I just made a
Yeah, that's fine, that's fine.
mistake.
I just
Oh,
want
yeah.
to, I'm trying
Oh,
to
yeah.
track things so that I can see them. But
Okay. God damn it. Okay. Then I'm gonna commerce again.
Yeah.
now, if you had gotten this card, that would have put a tribe in Herat.
Yeah, I know. But I want to do something else, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm
All right.
slowly developing something.
And then, are you done?
And then gift, no. 3, 4. I'll do a gift. Why not? Oh, nope. I'm gonna put the money into my own bag.
You don't
No,
put it
no,
in the
no,
bag.
not
You
there.
don't put it in the bag.
Oh, that's right. It's closed. It's closed. Or I put them on. That's right. I do the.
I just fixed it for you. I fixed it for you.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
One
No.
more. You haven't played PAX in a while, have you, Matthew?
I haven't. I was just thinking about. I haven't played. It's been. I think it was the playtest for 2.
All right.
I've been playing other
Oh,
games. No, it's
this-
been.
All right.
Forever.
Yeah.
So are you done?
Yeah.
So you
I'm
did
done.
your gift. So put your other gift one here.
Yep. Thanks.
Mhm.
It's all coming back now. I've done Porphyriana recently, but
All right. So this, I
Not
think
Pamir or
George
anything
Hayward.
else.
I think George Hayward is a little. I'm marginally concerned about my tribes, but not enough to switch loyalty. Do I want to switch loyalty? Doesn't matter. I don't have anything out on the board, so why not? Well, I lose my starting loyalty. That's why I wouldn't. No, but I gain 1 loyalty, so I would be in the same space. But I do like George Hayward. That
Maybe
is a
would you consider
choice.
financing my aggressive actions against my ally? Because I'm broke.
Why would I want to help you?
Because it would
What, like,
screw up the Afghans because we're dominant right now.
yeah, exactly. I'm not against the idea of negotiating with you. You just haven't provided a good offer or a good reason
um,
to help you.
I don't know. I just want money.
Yeah, and as I mentioned before when we were talking about it, like, you know, money is difficult to get, and it's a big part of the strategy of this game. And you can play bank. You can, like, say, I'm gonna take all the money and then just parse it, like divvy it out as I want to do the services that I want to do. Okay, so do I want to switch to Russian loyalty and protect my Transcaspian tribes, or do I want to gain George Hayward, which is a good card? It solidifies my British loyalty, and it gives me a travel and a counter espionage, which is solid. And it switches it to political intrigue, which also makes it so that you all can't win on a topple. All good things. All good things. But it means that I'm not getting that card, and I don't see another gun. Well, yeah, there's Shah's Guard all the way over here, but I don't like that. In India, yeah, that leaves me kind of open. I guess I could consolidate to just add a troop there. So that is a thing I could do, and that is a thing I probably want to do. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to grab this guy for one, and then I'm going to use this. I'm gonna host it on here, and that switches it to. Oh no, wait, yeah. I guess I have to play it first. So I'm going to play this guy as my second action. Right, that switches it to political fragmentation. And I'm going to put 2 spies on here. And then I'm going to use, it doesn't matter which one I use, but I'm going to use this on this card. And then I'm going to do a consolidate action. 1, 2. It's more money than I want to spend, but and I'm gonna put a British troop here, just to.
So, do you have to put your Wazir card on a card?
Yes, it is hosted by another card. So right now, if by spending this action, I don't know who's like tapping a thing there, like. Is that like Matt's cat or something?
Yeah, that's Roswell. She's really embarrassingly terrible at the litter box. She makes a lot of noise, but doesn't actually clean anything, cover anything.
All right,
she's a bit thick.
Yeah. Okay. So in essence, yeah, you need to, like, if I use this card to do, because you can only do 1 op per card, and this isn't like a card in your tableau, so it basically becomes a card in your tableau. So by putting this like that, yeah, by putting this like that, that does that. So yeah, and that's my turn. I can do a tax action, but no one has a Transcaspian card. Oh, you do have a Transcaspian card, but you also have like lots of shelter.
A lot. Yeah.
So I can't actually tax you. So that is. Oh wait, do I? I think I can tax from the market.
Any money that's on the Transcaspian card.
Yeah.
Right now there's not.
There isn't. Okay, so it has to be a Transcaspian card in the market. That's how that works.
Interesting. I forgot about that. That's cool.
All right, so yeah, that's my turn.
All right. Well, I'll buy this card and play it. I think I'll play this. Oh, I can't because I've got 2 cards in hand already. So I'll have to play this one. That puts a army in Kabul. And that's it. And then I'll have to buy this one. Damn it. That gives someone else money. Oh well. I wish these were reversed because people have to pay me 3 money to play in Kabul. I can't afford this one. I'll take this.
Okay.
Oh, wait. So it's political fragmentation. I'm going to do a free tax action.
And what I usually like to do is put rupees on the card. So for example, like put this here like that to show that both of these rupees are safe.
That makes sense.
And there's only 1 Kabul card, so that sucks. Oh no, there's a Kabul right here too. And I've got a 3 rank tax, so I get to get this one too. Which means I could have done that first and actually have purchased this card. Which I might actually prefer to do. There's no money on this. Oh no, I need to be able to make money. Damn it. God damn it. Oh, but I could tax. So I want to spend 1 more money on a card that does not guarantee making money like Commerce does.
Hard choices.
Oh, but this one has the money on it, so it's not spending an extra money. There's a rebate here. And no one's going to buy this because it'll cost them 3 money. Okay, so... yeah. There. Alright. That's it. Right. He's actually quite good. Money.
Yeah. He is.
In Tui, he's got that ability. He can
Das
tax.
Mohammed.
No.
I think Shah Khan is another card that I really like, but I think Das Mohammed is. This is one of the best cards in the game. I mean, he gives you... So you put down 3 tribes, but you also put down a troop with it, so it immediately protects it, and you also have an informant on your card.
Right. So you can counter espionage too.
So it's a pretty great card. Which means that we want you to get rid of it, either by attacking your tribes or assassinating it. Which I'm not saying I'm gonna do. I'm just saying that, you know.
Okay, is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your turn.
Yeah. Cool. I do want this now.
MJ, I mean, I imagine he did a lot of things in 2E for balance. I think he probably worked on balance a lot more in 2E than he did in 1E. I'm not saying this game. I mean, yes, I guess I am saying that this game can be a little unbalanced because the color distribution isn't balanced. So, for example, the blue cards I think are more powerful in this game, and the purple cards. I think the purple and blue cards are probably like stronger in this game, and he worked a little on balancing just the suits.
Oh wow.
So this, I mean, he probably removed the action because the card was already strong as
Yes.
is.
Okay, that's a political card.
And now you
Place
can
it
use the
on.
free actions
Yep.
if you want.
Now I can do this. This is Harrat, right?
And that's the sad part, the fact that like there are definitely benefits in second edition that I wish could have been backported to the first edition.
Okay, I don't want to do that. Okay, now I can do my.
We're fixing that with Pax Viking, by the way, because I'm actually like have a say in that. Where Pax Viking is the most accessible Pax. It's going to be the easiest, but you can make it so that it's harder than Pax Ren. And in fact, originally it was harder than Pax Ren, which is funny because at the time you thought that the game was the easiest, but it wasn't. Like the base rules, I guess, are easier, but the victory conditions were way harder to grok. And now you can change the victory conditions to either be fairly simple or really complicated, and it changes. You know, the base rules are the same, but it changes the complexity of parsing the board state and the complexity of the game in that way. And I think that will really that's really the best approach. I think.
Have
You
you
don't
done
have
your free action yet?
I'm doing it right now.
Okay.
Attacks.
Yeah, I was reading the feedback on Pax Viking, the playtesters, that it's kind of hard to split your build into two separate victory conditions. Like you have to kind of put all your effort into going for one of them. Is that fair?
Oh. And then I can. Okay, no. All right, there we go. I don't think I can. Yeah.
And you say it's hard.
I'd say it's about the same as Porphyriana. So yeah, once you get pretty entrenched in one area, you're stuck there. But that's really more of a player choice. Like you could make it pretty.
Did you give him the weapon?
You could definitely
I'll give him a little bit more.
keep things more flexible for yourself.
You can in Viking.
You can't you can keep things more flexible and you can like I've seen people like that, you know. I remember there was this one game where I'm like, oh, I'm gonna win next turn, and I'm looking at his board. I'm like, I don't see how he could possibly, like, to the point where I thought he wasn't understanding the rules. So I kept re-explaining, like, well, you know, you can't win this way and you can't win that way. So how are you going to win? And sure enough, like he did, like in 4 actions, he was able to basically, you know, get all the followers that he needed on the board, and he wasn't even close. So you definitely can make yourself more flexible. But if you're like really entrenched, like in Porphyriana, if you have a lot of one type of victory point, much like in Viking, if you have a lot of one type of follower, yeah, you're kind of invested in that in that approach. But that doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, you have to do that.
Okay.
I mean, I've only played the game myself maybe like half a dozen times at this point, so I can't speak to, you know, the depth and strategy of the game. I only started playing it like a month ago. All right, so I need guns, and I don't want to turn Russian to do it. And I don't want to turn Afghan to do it either. So I guess the Shah's Guard is where I'm at.
Does the Shah's Guard have that sick ability? Are there any ability text in the base game?
No. That's all Kyber Knives. So the abilities in second edition were basically all like they basically combined Kyber Knives with Pamir And honestly, I don't like the abilities. I feel the same way in Ren, which is why I don't like the expansion. Um, but that's personal preference.
Right.
So do I take Shaw's Guard? I need to like actually try to win this game. And this isn't working out. So what I need
don't
to
bother.
so what I need to do is I need to get rid of those tribes. And I'm not like playing like a very competitive game here. I'm actually talking out my turns and talking my thinking in part because I want you all to, you know,
Oh no,
understand the thinking.
As possible.
Um,
Please play competitively.
no, I'm not saying I am playing competitively, but I'm not. I'm saying that I'm in, externalizing my internal monologue, so that like I'm telling you everything that I would normally keep to myself. In part because I'm recording this,
No, please.
and in part
Oh, I see,
because
yeah.
I want you all to understand like my thought process. Because this is a learning game, and yeah, it'll be competitive. But like I'm letting you know, for example, that I am looking at this card and how I can get rid of it.
I guess you can do that for your video, but I don't need that. I've got a lot of experience with
Yeah,
Pax Pamir.
I know you do, but I still want to do it. In part because yes, I am recording. Okay, so and MJ's on here and Matthew's on here, so other people might be interested. So I'll probably want to travel because you don't. You do have a counter espionage. Okay. All right. So
I've been shoutcasting my Ren games too, and it can be distracting. I lost my last game
couple
against Dom.
bizarre.
It was a good game.
I need money, which means I need. I think I'm gonna have to get rid of this Britishness because everything I need is. Was this here before? No, this got moved this turn, right?
Yeah, I got
because you bought the.
Because I bought the. What are
Yeah.
these guys?
Miramar bag. Well,
So
I mean, I
got
could
the
put more so
Chiefs.
I guess I could just get more tribes out and move it to military struggle and make things really expensive. See, that would have been better when I still had all the money. But I didn't think that far ahead. And then cannon over here is amazing, but not a thing I can get anytime soon. So maybe I should just make it difficult for everyone else to get. And this will give me another spy. So I'm keeping up on 2 races by doing that. Alright, fine. Oh, but getting 2 money for this card, and I do need a road. Choices. I guess I'll get both. So, and then I won't play anything. So I'll do that. And then this is going to go 1, 2. And it's going to go in my hand. And then I will buy this one. That's my... Do I want to do gifts? Actually, no, I don't need to do that. And I can't really do anything else. So that is that.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna buy and play this. Put out some. I already own cobble. So we'll do this.
There's a
We've
topple.
got an army there. So maybe you don't have a campaign yet, do you? There's already a topple.
Mm-hmm.
Well, can he afford it? Because he can win if he topples. Right?
It seems like it.
Well,
So maybe you should do things to prevent him from winning.
put this back. Actually, no. If I buy and play this,
If you buy and play that, then whoever has the most guns, and it looks like you have the most guns, so yeah, you would break the tie. And then whoever
so he
has the most money.
1, 2, 3.
Wait, no,
He
he
has
actually,
one.
yeah, he has 2 gifts. Yeah, so he has 1, 2, 3, and you would only have 2. So he would still win, yeah. So you would need to prevent him um, from winning. You could
My
just put a
travel action
spy.
is
Yeah,
my
you could.
skill rank.
Yeah, you can put a spy on an Afghan card.
Right. Might have to do that.
So in the original version of this game, in the rules as printed version of this game, you could do any kind of negotiation at any point. So I could offer you cards or money just to like help you, stop the topple from happening. I could say, you can take this card and then you would have, or you can, take this amount of money so that you can buy that. The problem with that became that shrewd negotiators,
Free actions.
well, shrewd negotiators would make it so that like no one would ever win by topple, right? Like if you had a group
Yeah.
that was really big on like colluding, you could basically make it so that it went down to the last topple and then it came down to who had the most guns and money. So Cole changed it so that you can only negotiate by doing a gifts action, and you can like activate a gift action and then you can give somebody money or give somebody cards. So it limits it a little more. And as much as I like freewheeling negotiation, it did kind of make it not about the game. It made it more about like, who had. As much as I love negotiation games, it basically removed the actual game from the game. So,
Right. No, I see that.
but there is still negotiation in this game, unlike second edition. That's the first thing that he asked me about. He's like, "Does anybody ever, trade cards in your game?" And I'm like, "Yeah, occasionally." He's like, "Well, I'm removing it." The thing that I missed the most in second edition, I mentioned this multiple times, is the consenting spies rule. I think the consenting spies rule is brilliant, and I'm so sad that it's not in second edition.
3 actions. A bunch. 3 rank. So I could get this spy and just get the influence right there
Yeah.
without even killing it.
Yep.
Okay, so I have to see how I can chain this together here. This is what I have
Which
to do to stop him from winning. I play a Patriot and then gain another influence somehow. Because you mentioned you were eyeballing this guy, I've got to build, against you.
Yep. You're
So,
not
yeah,
wrong.
Come get him. Okay, these are all political actions. That's interesting. These become free actions in political fragmentation.
Yeah, I did that when I built a troop.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got a travel action here. Oh, I could. And you can split your travel up, right? Like if I use this one, I could move this guy.
Yep.
and that
It's
guy.
it's movement points, so you can split it up as
Yeah.
however you want.
I could bribe this. I don't know if I want to. Seems expensive. But would put another guy here. I don't know. Do I have? Yeah, he would pay for itself. His tribes would turn to mine, right? Yeah.
If you remove his highest political card, which that would be, yes.
Okay, so I think I'm going to spend 2 movement points here, and it's going to go here to gain me 1 influence. And then that last movement points will be. Let's just spread this out. And then, I might want to move this guy. Put this back here for now. The last movement point will be. Why not just move him? No, I want to keep him here to protect him because he could maybe get that prize. He'll stay. Okay, let's go here. Spread out my pawns here. All right, use that. Counter espionage to remove this guy.
That's not nice. I let you stay on that card. Now and now I might have to make things happen. I was like, sure, you can spawn the Afghans. I don't care.
Is it worth it to go over there? I don't think so.
I could just discard that card, and get rid of your spy. Like I don't really need that card for anything. And then you no longer have that loyalty point.
Well, that'll happen after his turn. So
It will. I'm just saying, like, that's a thing I'm gonna do if you decide to kill my spy.
I'm gonna kill your spy.
Okay.
Sorry. And travel. I think I want to keep him here. Oh, I could bribe this guy. Actually, I'm gonna bribe. No, because then I lose the point, so I can't do that. I can't assassinate, fortunately. Okay, I think that was a buy and play, right? No, that was 2 plays and free actions. Pretty sure.
Did you counter a finish?
Yes, I did.
Okay. So what are we looking at here?
So you could buy the topple anyway, which would. Oh no! I'm still thinking nation building. So if you buy the topple and nation building, then you both get the same amount of points.
Yeah.
So, and then if he has, so for example, he has 2 purple cards and 2 blue cards. He would have to you have to call down to just one of each. So it would kind of like even the playing field, and you would have the same amount of points. But we're not playing nation building; we're playing just straight like base.
Yeah.
And I had to counter espionage because you have one here, so.
I wasn't gonna. I would have been happy to. I mean, it's been there for a while, and I haven't done anything. I haven't like gone over there.
Yeah, but if you didn't have that op, I would trust you more. I'm so trained to not trust people.
But that's the whole nature of negotiation. Like, if you say, "Hey, let me spy on the Afghans," and I won't kill your card if you don't kill my move over to my tableau. I'm sorry that there aren't any promise cubes that I can use as collateral, but like you could have at least tried it for a turn.
Maybe
Like there's no way I'm gonna get anywhere in a turn. So like it's gonna take 2 turns for me to do it, and you would obviously see that I was doing it in the process.
And that's why I scattered my spies out so that I can just spread out that counter espionage. Where is it?
All right. Well, do what you like. It's gonna cost you a spy in the process, and it's gonna cost you a loyalty point in the process. So I don't see the benefit to you, but.
Okay. Oh hell. It's inconvenient. I don't think I want to grab that topple yet. Well, certainly not.
Are you two? So you have 1, 2, 3, and you have 1, 2, 3, and you have more money than he does. But he has a gun though. He has a gun. The gun is the first tiebreaker. So yeah, if you did buy the topple, so in fact he actually has this now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, if you could buy a gun and then buy the topple, that would give you the game, but you can't do that. It's 3 actions.
So for campaign, I could only move 1 army with it?
You can move I believe as many armies as you want, but you can only attack once. But let me double check.
Yeah, I could do that.
So, pick one location where you may move any loyal armies in the location to any single adjacent region if the Empire has at least one road. And then an attack eliminates cubes or cylinders up to the rank of the card. So yeah, you can move as many as you want, but you can only attack with one.
Let's see. I can get one. I can grab that. Oh, then I'd have to play it. I should still buy that anyway. Oh, then there's that. So I'm gonna buy this one. And then this happens. Ugh. Oh, sorry. I should put that here. I'm not sure if I want to play that immediately.
I'm cool with you playing that immediately.
Yeah. I think I do need to play it immediately. And then oh yeah, it does. Okay. Oh. My bad. Okay, yep, this happens. And then this ruby comes to me. And then, oh, I gotta put 2 military dudes in Kandahar.
Yep.
Kandahar.
And then you can do a free tax or commerce before you end your turn.
I can do a free tax, which can get it from the card. Commerce is a different action.
Herat. Who has Herat cards? And there are no Herat cards with money in the market.
Yeah.
So. And then you'll have to remove one of your cards.
Mm-hmm. I don't love what I just did.
Well, it's going to put you in a good position to win next turn.
Yep.
So.
Yep. I'm going to... Okay, so... Oh, yeah. I forgot something. That's okay. I'm going to get rid of this one. Is there discards up here?
Yeah, over here. Yeah, it's good you got that. So this,
yeah,
these
my
funds,
mistake.
So this is gonna go away. This is gonna go away.
My mistake was not putting my spy on my right.
Yep, that's the thing you have to consider.
Yeah.
Where you're gonna put your cards.
Like when and that was
I think you still have this, so don't worry about it, Matt.
No, he's we both have 4, and he has the higher military points.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah. Oh boy. Okay.
So there, it doesn't seem like there's a lot that I can do to prevent victory here. Because switching it to, yeah, well, I can leave it. I would have to. So if I played this purple card, then it would switch to military struggle, and you are winning in that. If I switch it to, if I leave it in political intrigue, so I would have to grab. I would have to build at least one tribe to prevent just an outright victory. Alright, so I'm going to take this. I'm going to, as a first action, discard. So there you go. Was there coins here? Yeah, this needs to. This was up here.
Good catch.
So that's one action. I can. So you have 2-1 here. So what is this? This should be here, right? This should be in your. And also this. You should only have 2 on there. You only tax shelter for 2. So I actually can tax you for free. And take these 2.
Okay, yeah. So, yeah, there should be 2 tax shelter, and then did I not move Kandahar?
The only time you would ever put money, and this is really not even a rule, this is just a thing that I do. The only time you put money on cards is if you want to show that 2 of your money is tax sheltered.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess I did the same thing as well.
So the rest of the money is money that you should have out.
Yeah. How much money did you take?
I took 2. I took 2 from you, which is all the money that I could take. I could take 3 because this is a 3-rank card, right? But you only had 2 that was taxable, so I took 2.
Trans-Caspian, right?
Yes, because you have this card, so I can tax somebody that has a Trans-Caspian card.
Right. That's right. I know why I put there. I was thinking taxing was regional.
No, only.
Like, obviously, it's regional.
So
but you can only tax
I can tax
that amount of
okay,
money
so,
I have there.
Yes, I can tax.
Yeah.
I can tax anyone that has a Trans-Caspian card,
Yes.
as long as their money is taxable, and I can
Yes.
take any money that is on a Trans-Caspian card on the market.
Yes.
That is the nature of. Yeah.
I was thinking that the taxing, like, you could only take money that was generated from that I generated from Trans-Caspian. I think that's why I put it there. But no, yeah.
So we're still in political, and I guess I need to, as a free action, and I'll lay it on this. I will spend 2, the 2 that I just got, to put out a cube there, and that's really just to prevent an easy victory.
Oh, you can pop out tribes.
Yeah. If you look at the symbol, it has cylinders or cubes. So you can make anything, any kind of, you can make a spy, you can make
Any unit?
Yeah. So, yeah, and the Wazir is really just to counter the idea. Remember I said before, like, the card that you need may not be in the deck, right? So
Yeah.
this just increases the flexibility in that, like, you have to pay for it, but you can make it so that, like, oh, I really need one more, tribe or spy or road, or I need to, like, make one to I need to either win or I need it to prevent somebody else from winning. And if the card isn't like available, like it's impossible for you to prevent somebody from winning or winning yourself. But if you have the consolidate action, you can. And that's really the nature of the consolidate action, is the fact that like you can do that.
Yes, they are. So that was a free action because it's purple.
Yes. And I've used both of, like I've tapped both of my, so that's.
So the reason that stops someone from winning is because now
You don't have, the two of you don't have more tribes than I do combined. Right? I had 3 and you two had 6. So in this situation, Matt is winning. Yeah. No, you have 5. I see 5 white cubes and 1 brown cube, right? That is 6. That is more than I do. Oh wait, no, it's not twice as much. It's just more than me. So that actually isn't going to do it. It's more than the other players combined, which is me, which is only 3. So really, as long as you have 4 out there, you're.
So you need to kill some of my shit.
Or consolidate more. But let me actually put this back because I don't know what I'm doing now. Yeah, I for whatever reason I thought it was double. So I need to figure out.
Is there limits to how many units you can use or put out with consolidate, or is it spend as much as you want?
I believe it's there is no limit. But money's so tight that you're limited by the amount of money that you have.
Okay.
All right, so I think that I can't do anything to prevent. I mean, I could play this down, but if I do that, I move it to military struggle, and that just like makes that a thing. So I guess I could military struggle and then back to political intrigue. Yeah, I guess that's what I have to do. All right, so I'm gonna do 2 play actions. So I'm going to play this and put 2 more here. And then I'm going to play this, and that just switches it back to political fragmentation. And then I can still do a free action. So right now I have 5 and you 2 have 6. So if I do the same thing and put out another one, then we're 6 and 6. And and I put another spy on here. And then we're set. I could do a campaign for free instead of that consolidate, but I don't want to. I could just move down here and like kill these guys. If I do that, I remove your highest ranked Persian card, which would be this one. And that does remove one of your things there. I don't know. No, I'm good. Okay, so that's it for my turn. And this guy is going to go back here.
Don't know how to stop that. Oh, I know a way to do it. I can kill my own guy. Because right now this doesn't count for me. That'll only tie me with him. And he'll win a tiebreaker.
Well, right now, if you bought the topple, it would be a failed topple, which you probably want to do.
Failed because you have enough tribes.
Because no one is dominant in the current regime.
The current regime is political. Okay, yeah. Well, first thing I can do is some free actions.
I mean,
free tax here.
Yeah.
And Can I do another free tax? I don't think so. I will Kabul, not Kandahar. And no one else owns Kabul. No. Who owns Kandahar? Nobody. Okay. So maybe I can use a Wazir on this guy. This is a regime change and regime change. Oh man, okay.
Can I also point out that it is way easier to tell who has what with these cards than it is with those dumb wooden tokens? It's like, who has Persia and Kabul? You have Persia and Kabul. I can tell very easily because you have two cards that say Kabul and Persia.
Right.
I don't know what he was thinking.
If he's got two monies, I don't want to give him any money. Nor make the topple cheaper. But no one's winning. So.
No one is currently winning, which is good for you. If I were you, I would buy the topple. But
okay, so I did a free action tax here. Undoing that. Because if I instead buy this card first, and then I do my free 3-rank tax, I can get all the money. That'll make the topple cost 2. He could actually afford it. He has no cards in hand. He would have to. He couldn't change the regime as far as I know, unless. Oh, this is. But he couldn't afford to regime change using that. So he wouldn't win on his turn, as far as I know. I'd make out like a bandit with all the money. And I don't think he can win, right?
I'm going to assume that I didn't follow all of that, but I'm going to assume whatever you're doing is valid.
So I don't see a way for him to change the regime. So it won't.
This is accurate. I'm saying like the thing about getting all the money. I'm gonna assume that you're doing it in the proper way to do that because you know that you can't do that if you
buy this as my first action. Political fragmentation, free action, taxes these 3 back because it's Kabul.
Okay.
So, oh, did you ever find the answer to campaign? How many armies am I allowed to move with this?
You can. I said you can move as many as you want, but you can only attack with the rank of the card.
Wow. Okay. Wow, move as many as you want. That's pretty cool.
Is that different in second edition? I don't remember. Oh yeah, because March is. I think because March is different than attack. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I've got 7.
It's actually listed on the board too. So move and attack with co-located armies. Each rank eliminates 1 unit.
Okay, rank only matters for elimination. Matthew, I think the...
And unlike another major difference is that it's 1 for 1. So if you, for troops, if you attack, like if you go in here and you attack me, or this guy, like they both go away.
Yeah, no, they kill each other.
Yes. Cole says that, like, it doesn't, in second edition, that simulates the attrition better, but whether it's more thematic or not, I like this way better.
Right. I'll play this and change it to intelligence war. I don't think, before I do this, I don't think there are any more ways for me to take advantage of my purple ops. I don't care about regime change right now. Oh wait, if I change it to intelligence war though,
I'm
how
not.
do you calculate victory?
It's more spies than anyone else combined, which would be me, but I don't have roads, so I can't win. I would need to put out. Oh wait, actually I do have roads because I should have put out.
I've got 4 spies actually.
Yeah, and I should have put out a road in Kandahar. Which I didn't do. So I have currently 3 spies, and you have
Four.
yeah. Your white is really hard to see.
Yeah.
Let me see. Is it easier like here? Yeah. I don't know a
Put in
good
the
way to see
text.
that.
Yeah,
Just I think for future reference, white is not a good color to play.
for sure. Um, but if we were tied, like if I killed this guy, because I'm thinking of changing it to intelligence war, which would give me a free assassinate action. And if I kill him for the Afghan loyalty, then that would give me 3 spies, and you would have. Oh, but then you can just like build a spy with this thing, and
Hmm.
then potentially win, right?
Sure. I'm not really looking at that, but yes,
So
it.
before I play that, I should take advantage of the free actions of political climate and do some consolidate then. There's no cobble here in the market, so I can't tax back anything. So I'll just use this guy here for the consolidate. And that means I have to put the spies on this card and the tribes in Persia.
So what are you doing? You're consolidating 2 cubes. I'm not sure what you're doing.
Um,
What
at least one.
like
Just
what
one.
what are you trying to do?
I don't want you to have more spies than me after
Okay.
that. So I'm thinking of building
Okay. So you're using this card. Did you already tax though?
this one, and I paid 2. And
So
now
you've
I
only
press
taxed
the spy
once.
out. Hmm?
You've only taxed once.
I only taxed once with this.
So this card is available, and you're going to use this card to put it on here.
I'm doing this one.
Okay, so using that to consolidate.
Yeah, and I already paid for it. And then here's my cube right here, the spy right here.
And you're building a spy in Cobble. Is this a Cobble card? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Okay, and then I play this card to change it to intelligence. And that means that's an army in Punjab. And intelligence free actions. How many cards? Oh, this one, but I don't think I need this one. Nah, I don't need counter espionage. So if I use him to travel, but then I can't assassinate, so it's gonna have to be. I'm gonna use his travel anyway. Oh, I can't. Damn it. Oh well, I'll just pay 2 to assassinate. Hopefully no one rules Kandahar. Oh, Persia. I could tax Persia. So I just put this money on for the assassination. And I put these 2 monies out for the consolidate, this guy. Before I played this, I should have taxed in Persia. There would have been only 1, not 2. Because I just put this on for the...
Okay, so do what you're going to do.
Oh, I guess no, if I consolidate and then I can tax and get both back. Alright, and then I play and switch it to intelligence war. Boom. Intelligence war. And I use these cards, and then I'm going to just assassinate, I think.
Okay. That just happened. Two.
Remember Andy trying to get the transhumanity cards to display right? Wasn't that fun?
Yeah, but as you saw, Sam actually fixed it so that it does it. Have you seen it? Have you seen the transhumanity?
Yes.
It's like yeah, this would have saved us a hell of a lot of time if it existed when we were playing.
Oh, we need to reset the market, right? Yeah. Yeah. Ugh. Really hosed me by taxing me.
That's the general idea.
I mean, it's a huge difference between first edition and second edition that you can build whatever unit you want with Consolidate. It's very interesting.
And that's really just the Wazir. I mean, the actual original game didn't have the Wazir, so that wasn't a thing you could do. Whatever. I'm not gonna keep trying to do this. I really hope Sam like works on this mod.
Well,
And this was really so these cards again were kind of like an answer to the question of, there's nothing I can do to prevent you from winning because the cards aren't available for me to actually put out more things.
so I can
And Pamir's
buy slash.
I mean, you still need money, and money isn't easy, but
it's a what machines, obviously, and you can build those.
Okay. I need to buy. You just. Okay, bribe, travel.
Can I
Can't
wonder if
do
actually
that.
regime changed it to intelligence war and just bought topple?
I mean, buying a topple is well, you're both Afghans, so all of the Afghan units would still stay on. But I know players that are very big on failing topples to kind of even the playing field. Like you might not even be Afghan if you fail the topple, and then on your next turn you decide you want to, go Russian or go British. And then all of the cards, like if you have, for example, something like if you have something like this and you decide to go British and you play this, you could, well, now suddenly you have the same cards you could have could count for different regimes, right? So if you had, like, let's say a cannon card, like this card, right? Right now, if you grab that card and then you failed the topple and then you played that card, suddenly you can make whatever regime you're in the dominant regime for, like, military. So the same cards could have drastically different consequences depending on the order they're played, which is a thing to think about when you're nation building also.
You gotta shift.
Okay, it's to me. So this is going to move.
So I only have 3 loyalties still on Afghan, even though I killed my own guy.
So you got that happening.
Buddy. Yeah.
All right, so what do I need here? I need... So I got 3 spies, and you have 4 spies?
Yeah.
And you have 1 spy. This is a spy right here?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So I
And the
could.
Afghan pieces don't leave. That seems kind of imba.
I mean, it's thematically like the Afghans. This is their territory, so they stay here. Everyone else is visiting.
How does that skew the game?
Uh, I usually find it's probably beneficial to be the Afghans in this game. Um, but it's self balancing with the players. So if one person has a benefit of being Afghan, then somebody else could just jump to the Afghan side, and then then you're fighting between the two of you, and then it's no longer really that much of an advantage. All right.
Is this Patriot at the end of your turn?
No, there was nothing here.
Oh, right. You bought both cards.
So if I had 3 actions, I could win the game, but I don't. So I could travel 1, 2. That's not enough. I don't even have a counter espionage. So I need that card. Alright, so right now it's 4-3. So I could just consolidate and then buy the topple. That is possible. And if I do that, it doesn't really help me. So I don't, because Afghan units stay on the board. Yeah, it doesn't really work out for me at all. So
When you do
1, 2.
baggage train, does it cost 2 per army?
I'm sorry?
When you use a baggage train, is it 2 total or just 2 per army that you're moving across?
It's 2 total.
Okay.
I really could use those guns. That would be really nice. So either 4, 5 before. So right now, who has... Y'all need to like be doing this. So right now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 1, 2, 3. So he still does have it. Okay. Then there's this over here. I think I need, as much as I want this, I think having this is more important. Because it evens me out more. And it's not like, so you can move. At that point you would tie, right? So 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 1, 2, 3. So you would move a spy as a free action. And then you have more money. No, you have more guns. No, you're tied for guns, and then you have more money. So yeah, you could win it just by doing Even a free action. So I guess I need to fail the topple. Can I tax? This is no. Is there money? No.
What do you do when you want to switch to Afghan, but there aren't any more loyalty cards for it, or to any empire, but you're out of loyalty cards?
You switch to Afghan anytime you grab a patriot or assassinate somebody that.
Right. But what if there's no more of these loyalty cards? You just don't get that extra
Oh,
point.
yeah, you don't get it. Yeah. Like, as soon as you switch loyalty, this goes away. So if I were to switch, like, this would go away, and I wouldn't get another one. That's why it says starting loyalty. That just goes away when you immediately switch. Okay, so I wish that was a tax in a different region. All of these tax cards are in, I guess this one over here. That's what I need. Economic boom. And then it would be roads. And then, no, and that's bad. It's just bad all around. What do I have? I don't have anything. This is just... So I can't just buy the topple. I have to consolidate and then buy the topple. Which would spend all my money just to prevent a win. If I buy these and then I play this, then you'd have to consolidate to get 2 on there.
Yeah, I feel like I could have maybe won less. No, I needed to kill my guy. Pretty sure that's when I did that. Because my guy, if Matthew got a spy on him, it could have been an influence for him. So
1, 2. Alright, so if I assassinate your gun over here. That would mean that you wouldn't win. You would need another gun.
was that a tax?
No, I'm just putting my money back. But so I could assassinate that guy. Then so I can gift. This is tough. I don't think that I really don't want to do that, but I feel like I have to spend 2 to get the spy, and then 1 to buy the topple. And in that case, so it would be 4 versus... No, you would still... he would win because you have... Yeah, so that... Yeah. I don't think that there's a way I can do it.
Well, if you get the spy, that's failing the top right?
No, if I get a spy, you still because I forgot that he had a spy over here. I keep forgetting about
Oh,
this guy
yeah,
over
yeah.
here. So there's actually no way that I can do it. I've been there. It's been a false decision because I keep forgetting about this guy.
Oh, I
Um,
see.
so I don't think there's anything actually I can do because I don't have enough money to consolidate two spies. If I do this to get two spies, then you can just get another spy to win yourself. So I think the game is over. I don't really see. I can move. I can buy this economic boom. No, that doesn't really help at all. Um, yeah, I don't really see it. So I'm just gonna do that, and then buy that, and put out one, two, three, and then I can travel. And but I'm not going to this turn. So and there's no money on transcasting cards. So yeah, that's it. So this goes away. Sorry. Yeah, it's actually that way.
So,
Yeah, I think you could
looks
just
like,
take it now.
yeah, wait, let me see if I can figure it out. I would just use my 3 rank travel here. 1, 2. And
I don't think you really need to do anything. Oh yeah, because he still has it. So you need to get yeah. So you need to do that and then you get it. Yeah.
right. Tiebreaker to money, right?
It's tiebreaker to money, yes, because you have the same number of guns. Yeah, and
So
there
if you
wasn't
hadn't
really
killed
anything that I could do. I
this
was
guy, you could have stopped me.
if I kill that guy, I can't reach there.
Exactly, you're
Yeah.
one away.
No, I looked at every possible option, and I kept thinking, well, yeah, I could fail the topple, but I couldn't because this guy, I couldn't get enough spies to tie, and it was this guy that was really. And I even was thinking, like, can I do a gift to like I can say, but I don't know that I maybe should have asked Matthew, but I don't think Matthew's going to do it. But one thing that I could have done is done a gift action, and then said, hey Matthew, I'll pay you 1 rupee to get rid of your spy, or to like for me to kill your spy or something like that, or to give me this card, something like that. And then
Can you purchase cards from Tableau?
you can purchase cards from other players. Yeah,
Like hands? I know it's from hands. But that's how
yeah. So I could have like made a deal with Matt to just like, hey, give me this card or do something to remove this thing.
yeah, you could have bought this card.
But then and then done like okay, then I'm gonna buy a topple and fail the topple.
Right.
But I don't. I think that you probably still could have done something to win, and it would have put him in a worse position because he has to get rid of this. And but yeah, I think one way or another, my best chance to like I could have won if I had 3 actions because really it would have just been um, getting the spy and then like playing this card to get 2 spies and then buying the topple, which I could afford. I just didn't have the actions for it. But that's a situation of even though it's 2v1 and you are like way ahead, like in a lot of the units, you even if you're the one against the two, you can still like pull it out with situations like that. Like I was actually closer to even than it seemed. Which is why it's not necessarily a terrible position to be 2v1. And a lot of this applies to second edition too, but like there are things you can do where you can kind of just like while you two are fighting. That internal versus external struggle is like I think the best part of this game, and one thing that elevates it over the other Paxes.
Yeah, I imagine like in a game of more experienced players, they're going to be talking more table talk. I think
Yeah.
this game excels when there's table talk.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can, and you know, again, the whole thing with like consenting spies, where you can say like, hey, because for example, you can't attack any of these tribes until you kill all of these guys.
Or if I just got
But if you have, yeah, if you have a Trans-Caspian, a spy on a Trans-Caspian card, so if you put like, yeah, if you put something like that, then you can do it. And if Matthew wanted to do it, he could say, hey, can I use your spy that you have over here to kill this guy because it's in our best interest? And you know, you can do like protection rackets. You can say like, you know, I'm not gonna attack your guys if you like give me money, or I'm gonna, or you can, you know, a lot of the stuff that you were saying earlier, like, hey, do you want to, you know, you can set up like situations where you're spying for other people, and like create a massive spy network, and just be like, you know, I will let you use my spies for this or that. Or if you have like massive troops, you can do like your own protection racket. You can move, like, if I didn't have, like, I could move all of my dudes over here and just say like, hey, I will not like kill your spies or kill your tribe if you like pay me like two rupee every turn or whatever. And maybe you'll only pay me until you get enough troops to like, you know, protect your own guys. But like that's income that I can get for like certain things. So yeah, there's a lot of negotiation that can happen in this game, and there's a lot. You know, this is again not even scratching the surface of like the depth that can happen, particularly with the nation building variant, where like once this failed topple happens, like you probably would have wanted this topple to happen a lot sooner because the two of you would have gotten points and I wouldn't have, and then you can play the next. But you know, I would have been thinking for next turn, like, okay, how can I position myself? And this is a lot like Neue Heimat, the game in general, the Estates is what it's called now, where the closed economy is the same, and the fact that you can play one game of that, or you can play multiple rounds, and it plays out differently. If you're playing the one game, then it's really just about like controlling the economy. But if you're playing multiple games, the first round you're like setting up to get something, and then the next round like you're planning for multiple rounds. And I know Cole really likes that game because it's a great game, so he got like inspiration from that, I imagine, in this game. And that def is like really amazing, of just like, okay, you have all of those cards and I have all of these cards, and then we can play it in a different order to like, and it kind of plays out the same way as Oath, in that like Oath plays per generation, but this plays like per game is a generation. But this game is like every topple is a generation. So you can think about like, okay, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, and I'm gonna like just, you know, plan for. And I guess second edition has that too, where like you're you know, you could win on the last dominance card, right? Like just because it's double, and that idea is just really extended from the nation building variant in this game, though I think it's more strategic in this game because it's it's not just a straight like set of points, like it's based on loyalty, so you need to consider, you know, but there's I'm not saying one is necessary, because second edition also has the whole cylinders thing, and that's pretty cool, and that doesn't exist in this game. They're both good, they're both worth playing. But yeah, so that's this game. I'm gonna stop the recording real quick.